All right, I am back with David Azizi from the law offices of David Azizi, and we've gone over some very serious cases in the past few videos we've done, and I actually came up with an interesting question for David, and we've joked about this, but it could happen. And I want to know, David, can someone in the state of California file a lawsuit related to a snake bite?
Well, first I have to share for our audiences that was a fastball or a curveball for me when you first asked it. I was like, that's an interesting question. So I actually tell you, I've had weird cases before, and there's a lot of them. But I've never had a case where a snake has bitten a person. It's not to say that it hasn't happened. But to answer your question, uh, yes, if a snake, which again is owned by somebody, it has to be a human. So obviously, if you're out in the desert and you get bitten by a snake or something like that, you can't go sue the government and say, "Hey, there's a snake bit me. It's out in the desert." But if somebody does happen to own a snake, that they're out, and a lot of times here in California, if you go to Venice Beach, you'll see people who have these big snakes on their shoulders and things like that. A lot of them are tame, but hypothetically speaking, if you went there and one of these snakes all of a sudden took a bite out of you, to answer your question, yes, you can recover, because if that animal is considered a wild animal, then you can go ahead and say it's a wild animal. The owner of the animal is strictly responsible for causing me to sustain the particular bite. If the courts don't determine a snake to be a wild animal, then the next step is to say that this is an animal that has a known vicious propensity or dangerous propensity, that it is known to bite. I mean, snakes in general are not tamed animals. They're not usually pets. So it is not uncommon for a snake to bite somebody. So in that scenario, again, the owner would be strictly responsible for the bite. And some people may be asking, what does it mean by strictly responsible? And what strict liability means is that you no longer have to prove any negligence. If negligence is already established, what you have to prove is that this particular bite caused you injury, and as a result, you have a right to recover for your injuries. I hope that answered your question, but hopefully nobody out there is getting bitten by a snake. If it so happens, we'd be more than happy to help you walk through the process.
But that relates to any wild animal that is being controlled by a human, right? Like a tiger or a lion or anything like that. All those things apply.
Exactly. Hopefully, again, you're not attacked by any of those animals, because unfortunately the injuries could be pretty catastrophic and serious. But yes, to answer your question, yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, David. The information to contact the law offices of David Azizi will be in the video and in the information below. And thank you for your time, David.
All right, thank you.